trick. Reaction.
What's up? Back for another new music weekend. This time we're going to do Joell Ortiz's new album called Autograph. Joell Ortiz, one quarter of the Slaughter, one quarter of Slaughterhouse, that isn't around anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I've always been a big fan of Joell Ortiz. He's been a little quiet lately, but this album I heard is going to be very personal. That's why I think that's why he called it Autograph. So, interested to check it out. There's production by Heatmakerz, who he's worked with before. I think they do the majority of the album, and there's a few other producers throwing in. So, yep, excited to check this one out. And before we get started, just if you like the video, please like and subscribe. We're almost at 250 subscribers, so I'd love to get over that and up to 500 and more. So, yep, thanks for the support, and yeah, let's check this out.
Heatmakerz.
Yeah.
Crack music.
Yeah, that definitely has that Heatmakerz Dipset early 2000 sound there.
When I played, it was full contact, and I ain't see a quarter of these contracts. I put up numbers when I hold this mic, but see, I came up in an era where Hov was Mike, being a fellow.
I came up in an era where Hov was Mike, so yeah, Michael Jackson was who we looked up to, right? Not Jay-Z.
Younger me just steaming them with this pen. Wonder what I would have been if streaming existed then. Young May, Cash Clay leaning into your chin, leaving them in the winners. I'm weaving them. Let's begin in 07. A brick drop. Hip hop made a pit stop on this block.
Yeah, 07 was the Brick, the debut album from Joell Ortiz. That was a great album. My favorite one that he's done.
Listen, I feel like Strawberry Shea. Whenever I had the bat, I saw an apple a day, and it still wasn't enough to keep the doctor away. Cause yeah, shortly after that I signed the Dre.
That was a nice play there. Enough to keep the doctor away. Yeah, Dr. Dre, where everyone was at the time was really hoping for big things after he signed to Aftermath, but unfortunately it never worked out.
YAOWA and NWA's own joint forces, y'all in trouble today. That's how I felt when that ink hit that paper. Then minor league coaching advised me to leave the majors. Big league mistake in my opinion. I was loyal to a fault. What they.
Well, that's interesting that he says minor league coaching advised him to leave the majors. So I don't know if that was his manager or something at the time, but he's thinks it's a mistake.
Did for Kendrick Lamar, they was trying to do for your boy, but that didn't include everybody inside the room, cause Dre seen what I saw later, but it's cool.
Yeah, so maybe Dre didn't really understand the vision, and didn't have the same vision that Joell did at the time.
Living you learn, no bridges burned, I give and I earn. I sleep really well at night while they twist and they turn. But back to rap, none of y'all cause a bit of concern. I've been underrated since Undertaker lifting his urn. So then I jumped on this record with Joe. Hey, I know how the rest of this go.
Slaughter.
Niggas screaming.
Yeah, that was a good intro there. It was kind of chronicling his career up until this point, and I like the beat there by the Heatmakerz. So yeah, no complaints on the first track. So the next one is Uncle Chris's Car.
Imagine a world full of no colors, just sisters and brothers, fathers and mothers, unconditionally loving one another.
This one's Heatmakerz again. I like it.
Under the Lord's watchful eye, we occupy the third rock in the sky. 93 million miles away from where lava can fry. My mama in labor on a
93 million miles to the sun. I always remember that was a question. I think one of the first questions on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for the $1 million prize. And I remember I was so excited because I got it right, because the Alcoholics lyric says there's 93,005,000 flows, and here's one more for the hose. I always remember that line, and I was excited back when when the show was on. Reed just asked that question, and I'm like, I know that thanks to the Alcoholics.
Biggie in my headphones, absolute in my cup. Yeah, I still wrote rhymes, but hit the studio for what? Only bass I care about's the one the fiends blew up. And where y'all said that booth was, little nigga, I booth drugs. I was living that shit day and night. Mom's like, don't throw away your life, but this my way of life. Plus, if God really wanted me to get far, then why my Uncle Chris Carr go left? He should have made a right.
Interesting track, you know, he's really details his, his birth and then growing up and, you know, the hard times in Brooklyn. So yeah, definitely it's giving me kind of a Book of Ryan feels, you know, like that Royce did. A real personal album so far. All right, and the next track is called Housing Authority and features Kxng Crooked, Crooked Eye from Slaughterhouse. You know, it's hard for me to say who's my favorite in Slaughterhouse. You know, sometimes it's Royce, sometimes it's Joell, and sometimes it's Crooked Eye. You know, like Crooked Eye has some incredible verses. I love Royce's work with Primo. You know, Budden, he's my least favorite of the Slaughterhouse. So, you know, I think they should just do the three of them because it would be great. It would be great like that. So, yeah, let's check this out. I don't think Kxng Crooked's ever spit out a whack verse.
Housing Authority rap district, gotta put the family in it first. I'm about to be the first nigga to ever win a Grammy with a verse. Red carpet, my bitch, she got the fatty in her skirt. For daddy, she put the jammy.
He thinks he can win a Grammy just with one verse, and if anyone could do it, it would be him.
You ain't happy that this rapper made it. I grew up so aggravated, my shack was dilapidated. I signed like an affidavit, cut the roof off the caddy, the lack was the cap.
Yeah, listen to that flow, incredible.
On and on, y'all talking about your chrome, but I keep a big Glock, it's too heavy to clutch. Feel like it's big as Noah's Ark. I call it Rosa Parks, cause it sits in the front seat and it's ready to bust.
So am I, hold 'em high, this a stick.
Yeah, it sits in the front seat and it's ready to bust. So, ready to shoot or bust. Rosa Parks, another great line.
Raising hell in a drop through Hell's Kitchen, blasting Hellraiser from Pop, not caring who the hell listens. My mama raised the Hellraiser, stress getting major. Lord be my savior, cause hell's itching.
Yeah, he was throwing a little pox flow into there. So that one was a real flow fest, you know. They were, you know, Joell sort of kicked it into a higher gear and was rapping faster, just like Crooked Eye was doing. So that one, probably my favorite track so far. The next one is called One Day, and it's produced by Apollo Brown, who Joell Ortiz has done an album with before. And I love Apollo Brown. He's one of my favorite producers. You know, after Primo, I think probably Apollo Brown would be my favorite producer that's, you know, working right now.
1, 2.
Apollo Brown's always got the best samples, you know. He must have, his record collection just must be incredible.
In my room, turning up my radio. I was staying up real late, early AM flow, tissue paper, top of cassette. Just trying to tape the show. Hope they play some new freestyles. I need some crazy flows.
Yeah, talking about listening to the hip hop radio late at night. You know, back in the '90s and the '80s, you know, it was tough to find hip hop, right? Like when I was growing up, I remember listening to a station in Buffalo. You know, that had the Flavor Show. It was every Saturday night. It was only 2 hours for the whole week, and you know, I had to get, the reception wasn't very good, and you know, you record that and then make pause tapes from it. You know, people nowadays don't really appreciate how hard it was to find hip hop back in the day.
The other night my man got knocked. He said they asked for me. Yesterday Leroy got shot. These niggas after me. Gotta make this rap shit pop, or it's a rap for me. I'm meeting this producer tomorrow. He got some tracks for me. Word.
He's trying to talk about his come up there, and you know, and that rap was sort of his lifeline, right? You know, right now I'm just starting to read Will Smith's autobiography, and he was saying the same thing. And in his situation, his mother wanted him to go to university, to college, and he really wanted to do hip hop, and he had started out, you know, with Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble, and it was a hit. So he wanted to keep doing it, but his mom was really against it. So his dad is the one that made their decision and said that they'd give him 1 year to pursue the music, and if that didn't work, then he would go to the school of his mom's choice. And obviously, we know what happened.
I dedicate this verse to Stretch Armstrong, a disc jockey that let me on his radio show just cause I can rap.
Yeah, Stretch and Bobbito, shout out to them.
Teenager on Hot 97 with the stocking cap and only car fare in my jeans, but my pockets fat. Through the folded notebook paper, I would write a lot, document my life on them.
His pockets were fat not from money, but from all the rhymes. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Apollo Brown, and with Joell dropping a story rhyme like that with a lot of emotion behind it. Great track, that's the kind of hip hop I love. So the next one is called Masked Up.
Pin twister, turn phone typer. My notes might offend you and your entry-level ghostwriters. Bar savvy like Kxng and O-Nighter. I'm on that go typer, time so the road's brighter. But don't try to run up like a pro climber. This faux fiber, heat waves like a boat fire. Sit your corpse near a hole.
Heat waves like a boat fire? That's quite the visual there.
I mean, that money just kept coming. Multiple orgasms. Speaking of orgasms, whore thrashing shit. I put bitches in flicks, that's real broadcasting. A-list women that we all fathom. Story for another day. Bring that chorus back in.
A-list women. That would be interesting to know who he's talking about. Alright, next song is called Sincerely Yours, and it's produced by Salam Remy, who's kind of hit or miss for me, I think he did a lot of Nas production, which I didn't think was great. He had a few good ones like Made You Look and a few Nas songs, but I think he kind of brought Nas down with his production, in my view. So, but there are songs of his that I liked. So let's see.
Yo.
Well, and this I think is one of them because it's got some hard drums. Can never go wrong with that.
I traveled the almanac, all for rap fans. They applaud me all across the map. All I see is hands and lighters up. In spite of what you might have heard about underground dough not being quite as much as mainstream, and I am up. They lying, man. These checks nice as fuck. No Lambo fan, but kinda like the truck. Maybe I should try my luck.
So yeah, he's saying that underground MCs still can make a lot of money. Maybe not quite as much as the mainstream, but still doing well. I know tours pay well.
Talk some more, Sincerely yours.
Salam brought out some horns, so I love horns in hip hop. So this one gets a thumbs up for me. So Salam, he made me eat my words there. That was a great track. So I take it back. All right, song 7 is called OG.
Nowadays, just the smell of Henny in my head is sore. A night out is dinner with the wife and Pinot Noir. Got a nice little crib out in Jersey. I'm in the burbs, no more roaches, deers and birds. Sitting in my backyard while I write this shit. Pool cover over the water till it get nice and shit.
Wow, you really painted the picture well there.
Think twice before you run up with that okey doke. Cause my wife got the SID in case you want the smoke. I remember when home was looking through the peephole, hoping the police don't kick in my door, reach for they weapon and use lethal, force on me and my people. Now I'm in Home Depot looking for a gazebo.
Nice, he's really leveled up, life much easier these days.
I was in them streets like Rico, but the boy from Puerto Rico ain't get caught up in a Rico. It was OD package anytime I moved the diesel. Now it's OG status, new ways to move the needle. A young one in the slums, where you ain't supposed to live beyond 21. They look at us as just numbers, on our way to being 6 feet under.
Wow, that's grim, but sadly, probably from the perspective of the police and people like that, that's sadly probably true.
But every now and then, one of us escapes and gets to live a life from outside the gates. God had big plans for little old me. Salute those who get to be an OG.
Wow, that was a really, really powerful verse. Joell is great at, describing the struggle, and I think the lyricism was top notch on there. So great track. Number 8 is called Lifeline, and produced again by the Heatmakerz.
She makes me smile, she makes me better, she makes me wanna be better, that's different altogether. She makes me check my ego at the door, she's much more than I could ever ask for, I mean what a score. She makes me look at things differently. I got tendencies to view life through the lens of my history, but she tells me let the past be a memory and don't worry about the future, cause right now is the energy. And
so he's talking about his wife here, and yeah, saying that she's recognized the fact that he does look at life through the prism of his history, which you can tell, you know, from the way that he paints his lyrics. So she's able to get him living more in the here and now, which he appreciates.
How I get so lucky, she makes me laugh. We spend so much time together, feel like I wasted half. Running around chasing his ass, looking for Stacey Dash. I was clueless, but Cupid is known to aim and blast.
Wow, so he was saying that he kind of feels like he wasted half of his life before he met his wife. You know, just kind of running around. Wishes that he could have just erased that part and been with her. So yeah, real dedication to his wife. Track 9, called Going Through It.
Shorty from the block is hot now, no longer low-key. Little Mrs. Fly though, from the middle of Ohio to promos on her page and booking info in her bio. Everything about her sick, guess that's why she's always viral.
Everything about her sick, you know, so she's amazing. I guess that's why she's viral. You know, the sick viral.
Everybody going through it. Everybody going through it.
Yeah, everyone goes through it, and you never know for sure, right? Yeah, and it reminds me of the Moment of Truth Gangstar lyric where Guru says, you may not know the problems people don't speak of. That always resonated with me. So next up is Holy Ghost, featuring Cyhi the Prince, who is an amazing lyricist and probably best known as Kanye's ghostwriter.
I put the Christian in Christianity, so close to God, niggas literally considered me family. This same color hand-me that's giving me sanity. Niggas hit at me randomly, man, that spiritually damaged me. But he didn't abandon me, but I read the Brandy sheet. I'm on that shit that Fred Hampton teach.
Yeah, rest in peace to Fred Hampton. You know that Judas and the Black Messiah was an amazing movie, if you haven't seen it.
I put the man in humanity, gotta pay the price for peace. Can't let him Huey P. Panther me. The Holy Ghost, the one you can't see but know we close. I sound like Hov right after the Hawaiian Sophie flow. My run been so long.
Yeah, not a lot of people remember Hawaiian Sophie with Big Jazz. If you've never seen Jay-Z, Big Jazz, Hawaiian Sophie, look it up on YouTube. Yeah, it's definitely a different side of Jay-Z. Next up is Therapeutic, produced by Apollo Brown again. So this should be a good one.
I'm supposed to hit the casinos up and go try my luck. Take all the winnings to the outlets and buy all new stuff. Instead I'm sitting here like nah, hungover from the shots we took last night. My body can't recover that fast like it did when I was younger. Constant reminder I'm at halftime. I gotta be selective with my pastime. My life was just
A constant reminder I'm at halftime. Yeah, midlife. It happens to us all. So these last few songs have been a little more somber and more storytelling.
I find that music's therapeutic. I find that music's therapeutic.
Yeah, it's just kind of a simple beat with not a lot of elements, but I really like it. Track 12 features Sheek Louch from The Walks, and it's called Love is Love. I like this kind of a banger, you know. I think the album was ready for kind of a banger like this. Heatmakerz signature kind of style.
Oh, we still street. Oh yeah. Let's not get that fucked up. Yeah. Who would have thought 2020 the whole earth would go viral? That's dangerous.
Nice. So yeah, just like a couple tracks ago where he was saying the girl was sick and went viral. He's saying in 2020 the whole world went viral, right, because of COVID.
That's dangerous. The man behind this mask is homicidal. So now ain't the time to play tough guy. Slugs fly, revolvers. You'll never find Prince wherever doves cry. Joell was
nice. You'll never find Prince wherever doves cry. So your fingerprints where someone, you know, murders someone, but Prince the singer, When Doves Cry.
Don't walk around like there's an S on your chest, cause I protest through your vest till you get less and less breath. I ain't trying to promote violence, I suggest you step. You act too fly, you'll die quick and be fresh to death. You give respect, you get respect. You disrespect and I'll eject the tech. Hear the second word in the triumph verse from Inspector Deck.
The second word in the triumph verse from Inspector Deck, so I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies, so I bomb, so bomb.
Humpies, intense speeds, we was wheeling bikes. Shorty could ball like a dude, she was fucking with dice. Multi-platinum, my career been hit after hit. By myself or with the locks on some Benjamin shit.
Oh, they had dropped the beat for Benjamin's back behind there. Yeah, that was definitely a highlight. You know, probably the best Heatmakerz produced song on the album, I would say. And, you know, 2 fire verses there from Sheek and from Joell. So the last track is called Doors Up, and it features Pastor LBS.
Bottles waiting, champagne glasses, model looking waitress, can't wait to get it cracking. The things bitches do for that backstage access. Never kiss and tell, but Joell had an actress or two come through.
An actress or two, so we're getting some clues about the A-list. Wasn't a singer, probably an actress. Another good beat by the Heatmakerz there, and that wraps up the album. You know, it was kind of a mix of, you know, more bangers like that, and then more storytelling, descriptive rhymes. So I would say it leans more towards that. And yeah, with his autobiography sort of woven through, which he always, you know, sort of does in his music. But one of the things I like the best about Joell's style is that he really can paint a picture. You know, it's kind of like Nas, where Nas can make you feel like you're there with his descriptive words and everything. And I think Joell has that same gift. He's able many times to, you know, you feel like you're actually in the scene there. So that's something that I'm always impressed by, and it's a rare trait. You know, there's not a lot of rappers have that. So this album, overall, I quite enjoyed. So there's less kind of lyrical, kind of Slaughterhouse style music on here. It's more, like I say, storytelling and some slower tracks in the middle there. There was some with some more singing and that. So, you know, it wasn't a bar fest all the way throughout like some of the Slaughterhouse music was. So some of my favorite tracks, I really liked OG and Love is Love, and both of the tracks produced by Apollo Brown. Those were probably my highlights. So let me know in the comments what songs you guys liked, what your favorites were. And thanks so much again for watching. Hopefully I'll be back again next week for another New Music Weekend. Until then, appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Till next time.